Okay, hello everybody. Excuse me. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, California. And this is what is called an update video. And the reason why I'm making this video is because, in fact, I'm going to have to talk fast in this video. I hate making videos where I got to talk fast. Because, I'm not exactly sure how it's coming across to first-time viewers and maybe even regular viewers. But I think that it's important that I continue to make these videos in order to inform the public concerning the organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions, including of me. So I'm just gonna fly right into, this is gonna be like a raw video, because basically what I'm gonna do is probably just throw in tidbits of information about different things, so you can get a general idea. So you can get enough information and then use the blog title that I'm going to give you to put that in Google, then go to the blog, and the blog will fill in the gaps. The blog title is UCSD and Law Library, Are They Networking Gang Stalking? Fellow American citizens. The reason why I'm making this video is because I think it's important for all organized stalking, gang stalking, targeted individuals to inform the public so they can educate themselves about this extreme criminality that is going on in every state, county, city, and town in the United States. And make no mistake about it, every single seasoned, educated, experienced, targeted individual believes that the government is hosting this, managing it, protecting it, and completely destroying every aspect of the targeted individual's life from every angle. So, and this crime is also responsible for pretty much any and every type of criminal motivation that your mind can conceive and cannot. So I'm going to fly right into the subject matter pertaining to this video, even though I'm going to be basically, like I've already said, this video is going to be like a collage. It's going to have different statements concerning specific things, maybe a couple things that are going on right now with me, but it's only going to be tidbits of information pertaining to each subject matter. So, let me light a cigarette because I just got to this area. And if anybody comes to this area in the next 72 hours from the second forward, it's 6:04 p.m. on September 30th, 2015. I'm also predicting there's an extreme likelihood that I might be arrested for illegal lodging and or ticketed for same or anything else that causes me to be put in jail, especially over 30 days. Before the current social services review is initiated, processed, and completed. But make no mistake about it. In fact, these statements apply for the next 60 days. Now, the reason why I decided to make this video is because I want to educate you concerning just some of the aspects of what is happening towards me in San Diego, California, in La Jolla. Now, I have to believe in my heart that most citizens, okay, are good people. I think that we all have a measure of goodness in us. And just hear me out concerning what I have to say. How do you think you would feel if your mother, your sister, your mother-in-law, your sister-in-law, your daughter was subject to extreme verbal and sexual abuse every day? Verbal sexual harassment every day by complete strangers everywhere she went, in one form or another. There's a specific technique that is attached to organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions, and it's called the sensitization method. Now, each description that I make in this video can be cross-referenced to organized stalking first at Google, then go back and take each description and cross-reference it to gang stalking at Google, and thoroughly research it and then cross-reference it to concerning how I say how I am saying that it's being implemented towards me, around me, concerning me, about me, and against me. And what it's basically done for, I'll get into how it's being done and what's being said in a minute. But I want to try and explain something to you concerning about one of the, this is a very intrusive crime, which means there's a lot involved in it, making it very hard sometimes for people to really thoroughly understand it until they do thorough research into it, because of the way that it operates and the motivations behind the abuse. Okay, and I'm not just talking about verbal abuse, I'm also talking about sexual violence, actual physical sexual violence, mental rape, which is called menticide, psychological battering, psychological violence, psychological abuse, physical abuse, financial abuse. Pretty much every single literal aspect of our lives are completely destroyed from every angle and kept destroyed. Okay, now let me take a puff off this cigarette because I just got here and I'm kind of exhaling from my day, so just give me 1 second, please. Now, also targeted individuals are made homeless intentionally, creatively, covertly, and then it's kept covertly managed. So Google that and you'll see I'm telling you the truth as well concerning that matter. Now, there's a technique called the sensitization tactic, and basically what that is, it's achieved through, but not limited to, classically conditioning a human being to a specific stimuli. Okay? And that stimuli can be a sound, a word, a phrase, a physical gesture, a color, a certain type of person, even a specific specific group of persons, like specific minorities or white people. Just hear me out and you'll understand what I'm talking about in a minute. And basically in organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions, is what they'll do is make you sensitive to these aforementioned descriptions, but what I've already aforementioned are not the only things that they will sensitize. They will go as far as sensitizing you to a cough. Now, just hear me out and you'll completely be able to make sense of this, or at least get a good enough general idea and understanding it so you can research it, and then once you research it, cross-reference it to my statements, synthesize the information, and you will see I'm telling you the truth, and then you will say to yourself, this is nothing but complete heinous bullshit. And they're doing this to people who don't even know that they're being gang stalked, which makes it even more traumatizing. So let me give you actually an example first of how, in fact, this example is on the internet, and I'm going to have to say it really fast. They had this one girl raped. This is an example that is on the internet concerning sensitization techniques. They had this girl raped, and as they were doing it, they shoved a sock in her mouth. Then after the rape, and concerning this example, they could have done other things outside of putting the sock in her mouth. They could have said certain words, phrases, made certain physical gestures for her to intentionally see certain sounds, like coughing, clearing their throat, sneezing, laughing, mocking her, whatever. And then on subsequent days, after the rape was over with, the person who was responsible for the rape, their friends, and then their connections in the community put people along her routes to intentionally remind her of the rape by repeating what was seen by her, what was heard by her, and the socks being represented to her every day, everywhere she went along all of her routes, every day, non-stop. Now this is done to intentionally mentally remind her about the rape, to get her to relive it. Okay, and every single thing that was repeated, that was seen and or heard or experienced during the rape, once it is represented, it becomes the stimuli that stimulates the memory in order to keep her in a constant neural mental loop about what happened. Hold on. And these are the intentional mental victimizations of organized stalking. Hold on. Now this is just one aspect of what they will do to men, women, and even children who are being gang stalked. Now, you might think to yourself, well, how can all these different people be doing this to the target? They had no role in the original victimization. Because the persons, and or group that is managing this entire expedition knows what happened, because they are the responsible parties that initiated the assault. So they know how the person has been victimized. So what they will then do is turn around and prop up different people along the target's route to repeat aspects of what was involved in the victimization. And this is how the target becomes classically conditioned to whatever stimuli was presented as the traumatization occurred. Now, what they're doing is they're propping people up on, now that's called the sensitization method. But there's also another technique called the direct conversation method, where and you can Google that. Now you can Google that description too, and that is basically where they will take personal information that they have ascertained about you through covert surveillance, and then prop up people along your route to repeat it within the conversations they're having. This is done to undermine your psychology about how can this be being done. It's done to make you feel victimized as a result of your privacy being invaded. Okay, and it's done to psychologically undermine your perceptions about how a perfect stranger can know intimate things about you or your personal life. Okay, it's also done to intimidate you because of some of the types of people they will use for it. Now you might think to yourself, well, how are all these people able to be put along your route to do these things towards the organized stalking, gang stalking target? It's easy. It's called through covert surveillance, illegal GPS tracking of the target's cell phone and or computer, stalking. Hold on. So what they're doing with me is they're literally propping people up along my routes and having them repeat gang stalk, gang stalking, gang stalker, suck my dick, oh my god, crazy, weird. And in other words, it has the initials HC in reverse. And I am subject to having to hear this every day along every single one of my routes, everywhere I go. And that's not including the physical gestures that are that are intentionally, purposely repeated for me to see by different people every day. Absolutely. And so this is done in order to constantly keep the target individual in a constant neural mental loop. Everywhere they go, they're subjected to this. And this is what I'm experiencing along my routes every day. Hold on. Now there's also a specific target individual who's also being constantly, creatively made to believe that something is going to occur towards them at their camping area by propping people up around them to intentionally, purposely make certain sounds, yell things from a distance, and this is done to make them feel fearful that they're going to be assaulted and or discovered and then arrested for illegal lodging. The whole goal for them is to never let the target individual have any mental peace whatsoever while being psychologically abused, psychologically traumatized, psychologically victimized on a daily basis, non-stop. Fellow American citizens, I am experiencing this at the Law Library, downtown San Diego, Ross Grocery Store, La Jolla Villa Square Drive, North University San Diego Public Library, okay? Carl's Jr. Restaurant off of Governor and Genesee Avenue and along all my routes. And at Social Services, I've experienced it inside of San Diego City Hall. I've experienced it inside of the San Diego Police Department headquarters. I'm not holding back anymore. And I experience this on a non-stop basis all over UCSD campus, SDSU campus, USD campus, and California State San Marcos campus when I went there one time. I experienced this along all my routes every single day. And tape recorders don't lie. Okay? So I want you to know the truth about what's happening to me. I do not know any of these people in any way, shape, or form that are managing or perpetrating this criminal reality, but I can identify employees that have done it, places that have occurred at it. The North University San Diego Public Library employees are doing it like you would not believe. Alright, I gotta go. I'm in San Diego, California. So please say a prayer for me, and if I am banned from any of these places, it will be because of retaliation of me making this video even before it's uploaded. I'm taping my statements right now on this tape recorder, and this tape recorder runs by date and time. So let's see if it occurs. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. They know I'm also blogging about it. Okay, all over the internet. So go to that blog. UCSD and Law Library, are they networking gang stalking? Thank you for listening, and have a great day.